whatever happened to enjoying characters because they're an unlikable asshole? I don't understand how it's possible that in 2025 we've got John Walker truthers coming out trying to justify the crazy things that this man did in order to justify why they enjoy him. And I generally want to believe in audiences, okay? I think that audiences deserve nuanced stories with complex characters, with morally complicated motivations and emotions. But the reception of this character really has me second guessing that entire ideology, because you do not have to be 100% morally aligned to agree with the character, nor should you try to be. I typically prefer outright villains and anti-heroes to hero characters. I don't need to believe that every character that I enjoy is a good person, and I often think that these kinds of characters get the best writing because they speak to some of the most complex human experiences and inner conflicts that are very relatable, even when you can't relate to the extreme violence or really bad things that the characters have specifically done. And the thing about John Walker is I think he's such an interesting character because his fatal flaw is so common and relatable, and I think that that's why a lot of the feelings around this character are so strong on both sides. I think that, John Walker is a character who refuses to take accountability. His accountability is to himself only, and he can justify anything as long as it yields the results he's looking for. And I think that in this world that we live in that's filled with performative morality, performance in general, and this hyper individuality in a world that's crumbling around us, where we see so much corruption and so many systems of power that are engineered to only benefit the people at the top and screw so many other people, we embrace this kind of there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. I can't possibly take accountability because I can't control the world around me. So I'm only responsible for getting mine. And I think that John Walker is the kind of person who, because he kind of lacks an internal moral compass, he doesn't really know what the right thing to do is outside of what he's been told and what he's been rewarded for. It does provide this kind of ambiguity that people can latch onto, that people can either justify his actions or condemn them. And I think that while I think I've made my stance pretty clear on how I feel about the things that he's done, I abhor his actions, I find him to be an endlessly fascinating character because of his inability to look past himself. I think John Walker would straight up rather die than seriously consider that people who have a perception of him that doesn't align with his own perception of himself could possibly be right. I think that he really struggles with his sense of self. And I think that, again, this is a very common problem in a world where people are looking to know what the right thing to do is and to be praised for being in the moral right. But it's kind of hard to know if it even matters in this world that is so fucked up. But these are exactly the kinds of conversations and self-reflections that can't and won't happen if the entire conversation around characters like this and media in general starts and stops at, do I 100% morally align with this? Is this problematic? Yes, no. I think that the purpose of storytelling in this way is to get people to understand themselves and each other better and kind of open the lines of communication about difficult things like this. This is a hard thing to reconcile with. And obviously I hope that the people that are relating to this character haven't done the kinds of really hard to come back from things that this character has done. But that's the point, is these sensationalized stories that you can see yourselves in sometimes, or see issues that you would like to address and have the ability to discuss them in a fictional setting. And also, just straight up be entertained by. I think that no matter what kind of villain or characters you like, they shouldn't have to be morally good in order to be entertaining. That's the point,